What's up, guys? RDQ and me back again with another video. It's not Valentine's Day. You don't gotta love me, but I would appreciate it if you were to like the video. We're not a Subway, but I would appreciate it if you were to sub to the channel. Now, getting into the video, we're gonna be talking about UFC 264, McGregor versus Poirier. That was actually the third fight they had. The first fight they had was McGregor knocked out Poirier. Second fight, Poirier knocked out McGregor. And the third fight that recently just happened, Poirier, he got what was called a knockout. McGregor took a step back, a wrong step, broke his ankle, his leg, like his lower leg. And that was what ended the fight. Doctor had to stop it. It was a knockout. Now, a lot of people are trying to say, obviously the fight didn't go how people wanted. They would have liked if it was more of like a decisive win. Him taking that wrong step back and breaking his leg was kind of like, it kind of sucked. People wanted to see more, but it was a win by Poirier. It is a knockout. You know, if you step back, you break your leg, that's a knockout. If they were to continue that fight, you would obviously lose. So I can't really say anything on McGregor's side. I do think there's probably going to be a fourth fight in the next couple years just because of the fact that McGregor's a big enough draw that Poirier might as well fight him again regardless, whether it was decisive win or not. But, you know, that's about enough on that. I thought McGregor I thought he had a good chance to win, but, you know, he did break his leg, so that's that. This is a full fight recap we're going to be looking at and talking about a little bit more by All Things MMA. This is just a full recap of the fight and about the leg break. So let's get into the video.
It wouldn't be a stretch to say that the trilogy match between Conor McGregor and Dustin Poirier was easily the most anticipated fight of the year, and quite frankly, one of the biggest fights in UFC history. This was also arguably McGregor's most important fight to date.
Anything with McGregor is going to be a big fight. It's going to be a top draw. That's why everyone wants to fight him, because regardless whether you win or you lose, it's going to be a big payday. McGregor, all that trash talking and stuff, you're going to get paid. It's worth it.
As many considered this to be a make-or-break moment for the Irish superstar. Unfortunately, things did not play out how anyone expected. So, for this video, we've decided to do a brief recap of UFC 264 and go over the results for both the co-main and main events. As always, if you guys enjoyed the video, please be sure to let me know.
So they're doing the co-main too.
And subscribing to our channel. Now, without further ado, let's take a look at what happened at UFC 264. First, we'll be taking a look at the co-main event, which featured Stephen Wonderboy Thompson taking on Gilbert Burns in a high-stakes welterweight bout. Prior to the fight, Gilbert Burns was coming off a third-round knockout loss to welterweight champion Kamaru Usman. As such, he was eager to get back into the win column and move one step closer to earning another title shot. Meanwhile, Stephen Thompson had picked up 2 dominant wins against some of the division's hottest prospects and put himself right back into the title mix. While Dana White had made it clear that Colby Covington was next in line to challenge for the welterweight title, the winner of this fight would undoubtedly solidify their spot as one of the top contenders in the division. Although Wonderboy is typically good at keeping his opponents at a distance, Gilbert Burns managed to close the gap early and ultimately secure a takedown midway through the first round. Still, Stephen Thompson was able to find some success in the stand-up and even appeared to hurt Gilbert Burns on a couple of occasions. That said, Gilbert's grappling offense ultimately...
That was a pretty decent fight, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Earning him a hard-fought unanimous decision victory to put himself back in the win column. Following the bout,
Gilbert clearly won that. It was like, it was easy.
Face off against Jorge Masvidal next, although a matchup against Leon Edwards wouldn't be a bad option either. Up next is, of course, the main event, which featured a highly anticipated trilogy bout
Yes, sir.
Dustin Poirier and former 2-division champion Conor McGregor.
I really thought it was going to be better, bro.
Know, Dustin Poirier and Conor McGregor had plenty of history heading into UFC 264.
He said your wife was in my DMs, bro. That was funny as hell. That was mad funny when McGregor said that. His leg was broken and he said your wife in my DMs.
Set themselves up for a very lucrative rematch at UFC 257. After a competitive first round, the Diamond was able to earn his revenge with a second-round TKO, evening the series
that tied it up
and setting the stage for a third and final rubber match between the two. Unlike their second meeting, which saw plenty of mutual respect, the lead-up to their trilogy was filled with heated moments, the majority of which was generated by McGregor.
Tomorrow night I'm gonna make this man pay with his life, and I mean it. You're dead in that octagon tomorrow night.
Unsurprisingly, the stakes for this fight were at an all-time high, not only in terms of title implications, but also for both of their legacies. For Poirier, this fight was about validation and proving that their second meeting wasn't a fluke. For McGregor, it was about correcting his loss to Poirier and reminding the world that he's still capable.
Yo, it really sucks that McGregor didn't win that fight now. Because McGregor's such a big trash talker that when you lose 2 in a row the way he did, it just, damn, bro. It's like hurting his brand now. You know what I mean? Because it's the same person twice. And once you lose 2 times in a row, yo, you under him right now. You really can't defend him or nothing because he beat you 2 times in a row. If the first one was a fluke, you lost the second one. It's sad that you fell, you know what I'm saying, and you lost the way you did by breaking your leg, but you still lost. That's not his fault that you lost like that. You know what I mean? You can't say you didn't lose. You lost. You wanted him to beat you up with your broken leg? Like, come on, bro. You lost that shit. So, I wish it would have went, in a different way, like someone actually getting knocked out as opposed to him breaking his leg like that. But he still lost, man. That's the way the game goes, man. Injuries happen.
Competing at the highest level. Unfortunately for both parties, no one got the conclusive ending that they wanted. During the opening moments of the fight, Conor came out aggressive and tagged Poirier with some devastating kicks to the leg. Soon enough, Poirier came firing back with some solid shots of his own, before taking McGregor down to the canvas and unleashing some vicious ground and pound, which continued for the majority of the fight.
Yo, he was comboing him, but McGregor had him with that good guillotine. It looked like he had a chance. That shit sucked.
Ultimately forcing the end of the fight via doctor stoppage.
It was over.
While it was technically a TKO win for Dustin Poirier, it was undoubtedly an unsatisfying ending to one of the biggest rivalries in MMA history. Whether the two
end like that
or move on to another opponent remains to be seen. That said, it's clear that McGregor will be campaigning for another fight to settle the score.
Oh, there's going to be a 4th fight.
You know what I mean? The bad blood between them remains as strong as ever.
Do you feel like the rivalry is over? Or do you feel like
no? We're going to fight again, whether it's in the octagon.
No, yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is we need a 4th. Yes, sir.
As for what's next for Dustin Poirier, it'll most likely be another fight with McGregor, or a title fight against lightweight champion Charles Oliveira. As for McGregor, if he doesn't get another shot at Poirier, perhaps a trilogy fight with Nate Diaz would be a good option. Only time will tell where we go from here. So, that concludes our recap of UFC 264. As always...
So, that was the end of the video, right? Of the video we reacting to. So basically what it just said, it just went over the co-main and the main event. When it comes to Poirier and McGregor, yes, Charles is the champion, but sadly he's not the biggest money fight that you have to make. And at the end of the day, is if you want money, you got to fight McGregor. If you're a lightweight and you want bread, you got to fight McGregor. So if McGregor wants to fight you 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, even 10 times, you really got to take that fight if you in it for bread. Like Poirier, he's like, yo, he just beat McGregor 2 times in a row. If he can get a 3rd fight, you know what I'm saying, in a row, and make that easy money, he might as well do it. You know what I mean? The champion's still gonna be there, and yes, it's great when you have the belt. If Poirier beats McGregor again, I think he is gonna go for that title fight. But I definitely think he wants to run it back one more time with McGregor. Try to get like a highlight, knockout on McGregor and just put a coffin in it. If that happens, then he can go on to Charles and just be champion. Because I do think Poirier and McGregor can both. I can't really even say McGregor for a fact now because of the fact he's been losing last couple times. But I think Poirier can definitely be a champion and beat Charles. I definitely think that's very in his wheelhouse. But back to McGregor Poirier. If there's a McGregor Poirier 4, which probably is gonna happen, I want you guys to tell me who you think is gonna win in that 4th fight. I want to say McGregor just because I want him to win, but I'm gonna have to say Poirier, man. I'm gonna have to take Poirier in that. Let me know what you guys think in the description down below. Tell me if you think it would go Poirier or McGregor if they had a 4th fight, which would be in the next year or 2 if they're to do that. So let me know your opinions on that, everything like that. But I'm gonna end up calling this a video. It's been RDQ and me. You already know. Socials down below, and I'll catch y'all.